Hi, my name is Bobby Dusk. In this video, I will demonstrate the Marcan Excel plugin. But first, what is Marcan? Well, Marcan is a tool that helps you perform market analysis for the video game industry. This can be very useful for indie developers who want to verify that the game they're developing is actually commercially viable. In this demonstration, I will show you how to perform such a market analysis using Marcan. But first, let's go through the installation process. The easiest way to install Marcan is to go to the add-ins panel in Excel, search for Marcan, and then add it to your account. The Marcan menu will then automatically appear in your toolbar. Now, the first thing you want to do is search for games that are similar to the game you're developing. You can do this by clicking the Search button. This will then open the search panel. Here you can search for any game available on Steam. Each result will then provide you multiple options. We'll first click on View Details. This opens a new window showing all the information available on Steam, including trailers and screenshots. If you've decided that this game is a good reference for your project, then you can click on Add to References. If you don't have a reference list yet, it will automatically create one for you, after which it will add your selected game. This table features a bunch of information, including the price, the number of reviews, and sales and revenue estimates. Now, I have gone ahead and added some more games to my reference list. Now, if you want to delete a reference, you can simply delete the corresponding row. Or you can go to the search panel, click on My References, and then press Remove from References. Finally, I want to point out the weight column. If you feel like some games are better representations for your project than others, then you can give them more weight by increasing this value. Once you're happy with your list of references, you can click Create Analysis. This creates the analysis sheet. The first thing you have to do is set all these values on the left-hand side. This includes things like the price of your game, at what discount you plan to sell your game, and whether you will be working with a publisher. If you're unsure what one of these values means, you can always hover over the red triangle, which will provide you some additional information. Adjusting these values will automatically update the revenue analysis. This analysis features a worst case, an average, and a best case scenario. I personally think it's best to always focus on the worst case scenario. For each scenario, it shows you the estimated sales and revenue over time. It starts at a week and goes all the way up to 5 years, at which point you should have made almost all the revenue your game will ever make. It also breaks that revenue down into the gross revenue, revenue after sales fees, revenue after publisher costs, and then the final revenue. If we scroll a bit to the right, we can also see a graph which displays the revenue over time. Choosing one of the scenarios from the dropdown will automatically update the graph to reflect that scenario. Finally, the conclusion shows you how financially viable the project is based on your references. It also gives you some advice on what goals you should set in order to realize or even surpass the estimated revenue. This entire analysis is based on research by many industry experts. If you want to check the sources, you can click the About button and scroll to the Credits section, where you will find a list of all the people and articles on which this analysis is based. Now, if you want to modify this analysis or build your own analysis from scratch, you can do so by using the custom Excel functions Marcan provides. Let's go through an example. Say that I want to fetch the total number of reviews left on Counter-Strike. Then I can simply search for Counter-Strike, select number of reviews from the dropdown, click on the cell where I want to insert the data, and click on the plus button. If we now look at the value of the cell, you will see that it inserted this custom Excel function that fetches the total number of reviews for the game with Steam ID 730. If you're uncertain what properties are available to query, you can go to Help, where you'll find a list of all the properties with a description. And that concludes this demonstration of all the functionality currently available in Marcan. In the future, this plugin will be expanded to include budget planning tools, automatic suggestions for reference games, analysis based on game genre, and more. If you want to stay informed on the latest developments of the tool, you can sign up for the newsletter by going to marcan.games. This is also where you will find our email address, info@marcan.games. Finally, if this tool is useful to you, then please consider donating through one of the many different options on the website. I am the sole creator of Marcan and I provide it free of charge such that all indie developers have the best chance of succeeding. However, developing Marcan took an enormous amount of time, not to mention the fact that I have to pay for the servers hosting all the data. Your donation would allow me to continue working on this tool. And with that, I wish you all a very pleasant day and the best of luck with your next game project.